Have you ever said something in English and immediately thought, did that sound rude? Did they understand me? I hope I didn't embarrass myself. You are not alone, and your English is not bad. Communicating clearly as an immigrant in the US, it's not just about grammar or tone. It's about navigating a whole new set of culture, tone, and set of expectations. Hi everyone, my name is Urusha. I work as digital communication specialist, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to communicate effectively and clearly in American environments. So, if you are an international student, new immigrant, or a first-gen professional who's trying to communicate effectively and clearly at work, then this video is for you. Let's get started. Let's be honest, communication can feel a lot harder in the US because you're translating thoughts in your head before you speak. You're very self-conscious about your accent, your word choice, and what people think of you. And the other reason could be you're reading the room and observing, but you're not sure whether what you're saying is too direct or too vague. And sometimes people just interrupt you or speak fast, so it's like hard to keep up. But here's the truth. Clear communication is a skill, not a personality trait, and you can learn it without changing who you are. In America, people tend to be more direct. People here value getting to the point. While politeness is important in every conversation, beating around the bush can create confusion. Unlike many high-context cultures where a lot is understood implicitly, here you need to explicitly state your feelings, thoughts, and opinions. And this culture also prioritizes individualism. So you need to advocate for your own needs, feelings, and have an opinion to be more confident in workplaces and also as a student. So, how can we communicate clearly? In many cultures, communication is indirect. You hint, you suggest, and sometimes you don't speak up because you think that it's not polite to do so. But in American workplaces and classrooms, people value clarity over subtle behavior. So instead of saying, oh, I was wondering if it's possible to maybe do this or that, try saying something like, can we schedule this meeting next week to review this? That is not rude. It makes you more efficient. And when you start with something so clearly and then elaborate it with other points, it makes you a very confident speaker. Many immigrants speak fast because we're nervous and we're just trying to keep up. But when we speak fast, it's often hard to understand. So pause between sentences. Think of pauses as a sign of confidence, not as a sign of hesitation. And number two, let your messages breathe. Be slow, clear, and concise. Practice trick. Record yourself reading a paragraph slowly and then listen to that track again and see where you can add pauses naturally. Clarity is always greater than speed. In professional settings, this is huge. Using I statements makes your feelings and opinions more clear without putting the blame on somebody else. For example, instead of saying, this project is confusing, try saying, I find this project confusing. I need more time to complete this task. I feel this way when this happens. That way, it gives ownership to you and without putting the blame on other people. I statements help you express your feelings, opinions, and thoughts clearly without sounding accusatory or blaming someone for what you did. Sometimes people misunderstand you not because of your accent, but because of unclear instructions. So if someone looks confused, instead of panicking, try saying something like, does that make sense to you? Can I rephrase that? Do you want me to explain it in a different way? This shows that you're emotionally intelligent and it is not a sign of weakness. There are so many words in English that you might not know the meaning of because only people who grew here and who have been here for a long time know the meaning of these words. And when you come across those slang or idioms, don't be afraid to ask questions about what they mean. For example, if you don't know the meaning of this phrase, hit the ground running, you can simply ask and be like, hey, would you mind explaining what that means? I'm not familiar with that phrase. I wish more immigrants heard this. So being more attentive when you're listening, that's a strength. Being more understanding and being respectful when expressing disagreements is also a strength. Thinking before speaking is also a strength. You don't need to erase your cultural identity to speak clearly. Your accent is part of who you are. In fact, a lot of Americans find accent very charming and interesting, and they appreciate that. So focus more on being more articulate rather than thinking about how people perceive you and your unique voice, because that's how you remain authentic without losing who you are. So to recap, be clear and direct. Slow down and pause. Clarify often. Be mindful of tone and word choice, and always bring your cultural identity to the table. You don't have to be perfect in English to be a powerful communicator. You just need to be clear, intentional, and be open to growth and open to making mistakes and learning from them. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe and share it with a friend struggling with communication, either in workplace or in school. And what is one communication challenge that you have faced in your time here as an immigrant? Share it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, watch my recent upload over here. I'll link it over here. Thank you. Bye.